I want you to have Jossie just scan the room. We're here live today in Bismarck, North Dakota. Thank you so much, Linda, for letting us use your living room. And we're here tonight because we're starting our TLS journey, Transitions Lifestyle System. Some of you have been here before and gone through the program before. Others of you are brand new. You're thinking, why did my sister drag me here? Right? But we're just so glad that you're here because the TLS journey is all about a lifestyle change, about helping you to make better choices. It isn't about perfection, it's about progress. And so we want to help you when you're faced every day with what choices to make the better choices. And as we go through this program, we know that you'll get better and better at making good choices because we're going to educate you and get you more information. And so what I want to tell you, first of all, is just relax, okay? That we're going to give you the tools to be successful. I know in my own TLS journey, Denise and I, wow, about 9 years ago now, maybe? I can't remember exactly how long.
We're 12?
Yeah, 12 years ago. I lost track, you know. We actually had a coach from Florida who took us through just the audio part. She was on the phone, and we were all gathered in a little room like this, trying to find our way through this program. And I want to let you know that one of your huge tools is going to be www.tlsslim.com. tlsslim.com. And if you haven't been there yet, you're going to want to familiarize yourself with that site because there's a 12-week curriculum there, and we're going to be using 4 weeks of it during this time. So not only can you ring the bell and come and visit us, but you can actually not only re-listen to this on the Facebook page, but you're going to have homework each week to go out and watch the corresponding video of what we're teaching each week. Because I know some of you are going to be totally point on verbally listening to me, and others of you are going to be like, I got to read it for it to make sense. And others of you are going to say, I need to see it 2 or 3 times for it to actually sink in. And some of you, you know, this is your second or third time, and maybe we'll use a methodology that will really help you. Come on in, welcome. We've got some seats here. So happy you could be here. Come on up. Front row seats are best. It's like coming to church. When you're late, you got to sit in the front row.
I barely made it here.
That's all right. We're so glad you're here.
Kids almost kept me away.
Well, you get the gold stars for making it,
yes.
Even despite kids, right? Because we all have busy, hectic lives. I know Crystal almost had an accident on the interstate, so between cars and kids and distance and just the busyness of life, I want to tell you I'm super proud of you for taking time out for you. So we're going to try to respect your time and be succinct, give you homework to do at home, and help to lead you down this road of helping you to be healthier. So I'm probably the most unlikely person to be teaching you a wellness program because my background is in restaurant management. And I taught hotel restaurant management at Bismarck State College for 10 years. And I taught people how to make chocolate molten lava cake and prime rib and hot fudge sundaes and how to open chain stores like McDonald's or Burger King or any kind of restaurant. So Corey, you're right there with me. You're the restaurateur in the room. And honestly, in the restaurant industry, our main emphasis is not nutrition. It is making the profit margin work because there's such a small margin there between labor cost and food cost. We're trying to get the food out as quick and as consistent as possible. And for better or worse, what's happened is we've made the food supply so processed that we process the nutrition right out of it. So we know today we're in a crisis with people's health. Now, you young people maybe haven't seen yet the same thing, some of us who have a few more decades on us, how life works. And that is that life gets faster and faster and faster, so then we cut more and more time out of food preparation. So now we're eating out of a box, ramen noodles or macaroni and cheese, and we started that right in college, I bet. And that habit is carried with us over the years. Or we're eating out of a window. We got to get to the soccer game. We got to get to the basketball game. So fast food drive-through, even though it may be Panera, there's food there that has so many preservatives in it, it has destroyed our metabolism. Or maybe you're someone that just doesn't eat, Corey, because you're so busy taking care of all those daughters. You're thinking you're putting food on the plate for everybody else, but your time, you're just eating the leftovers that the kids didn't eat, right, as you're running out the door to the next meeting. I know, I got your number because that was me. And so through that, over years and years of doing that, your body is wonderfully made to be able to detox detoxify itself, but over time, it can only take so much abuse. So we're here to send your digestive tract to the spa for a week. It wants a break. Now, your tongue is going to feel like it went to hell, can I just say it? Because it's been running the show. Because your tongue loves sweet and salt and super rich foods, and it's been leading the merry path, and you've just been following its lead because you think, well, it tastes good, I deserve it, I've worked so hard today. It tastes good, I'm so tired, I'm sure it'll give me some more energy, right? And so we're here today to try to unveil what's going on in the food industry and to help you understand the labels and to help you understand the combinations of food that you're eating and how it's impacting one of the very important hormones, which is called insulin. So insulin is what's secreted by the body in response to eating food. As your blood sugar rises from that fuel, insulin gets pumped into the system to actually help the fuel penetrate the cell. Well, that seems like a good system, right? God must have had something good in mind there. But what happens is when we eat those sweet foods or foods like pasta and breads and caramel rolls, they actually drive our blood sugar up very quickly. And so a lot of insulin gets pushed out into the system. And right now, we're in a crisis with diabetes on the rise. We know that 1 out of 3 grade schoolers are headed toward type 2 diabetes, says the Center for Disease Control. Well, if that's what's happening with our young people, imagine what's happening as we age. And we know our body as it ages isn't as efficient as it was when we're little. And so we want to help you to understand which foods could actually fuel your blood sugar to stay stable throughout the day instead of have a huge spike and then burn up quickly and drop you. Because when your blood sugar, you eat that caramel roll, your blood sugar spikes, insulin floods the system to try to get that sugar into the cell, many times you become insulin resistant, which is really, we have a name for it, diabetes. Where your body is like, there is so much insulin in this food and it's driven your blood sugar up so high, your body just goes, stop, I can't handle it, right? Those are the really technical medical terms. But the point is, if you can keep your blood sugar stable throughout the day, not by fasting for 2 days and then eating a caramel roll at midnight, but by actually eating a breakfast that's full of good fiber and good protein, that will actually keep your blood sugar stable and your insulin flow will be regulated throughout the day. Your brain's going to work better. Your energy's going to be greater. Your waist is going to shrink. Your muscles are going to be stronger. And that's what we know the most anti-aging tissue in the body is muscle. We want to build muscle, okay? Because as we age, what happens when we can't lift ourselves off the bed or lift ourselves off the toilet anymore? We end up having someone else care for us, right? If we can keep our muscles strong, and what is your heart but a muscle? We want to keep it strong and healthy for as long as possible. Because nobody wants to sign up for the class to live in a nursing home for the last 3 years of their life, right? I'm not going to sign up for that class. And that's why you're here. You signed up for this class so that we can extend your health for the days that you're here, make you stronger, make your brain work better, and help you to regulate that master hormone of insulin. Because once it regulates out, the rest of them like to follow. Like all those female hormones like progesterone and estrogen. And we're going to talk about some of the other hormones that are going on in your body as we go through this process. And they're going to talk to them too about in the video series, okay? So I'm not going to make you all into endocrinologists, but you do have to understand some of these things, all right? So we're super happy you're here. We want you to know a couple of housekeeping rules. We're on Facebook, and this is going to be recorded. Whoever you bought your kit from, that actually is your customer manager. Now, if you bought your kit from yourself, I just want you to have an accountability partner. That's a huge piece of the puzzle. If I could sell you a supplement that would make you 80% more successful, would you want it? Well, it's called food journaling, and it's free. It just takes a little discipline on your part to do it, okay? So we're gonna everybody has to have an accountability partner or someone that they're going to be accountable to with their food journals, okay? So with that, the Facebook page isn't where you're gonna post your journals. You're literally, I'm gonna talk about this in a minute, gonna post them with your accountability partner through texting, okay? And they're gonna be done daily. I find that if you take a picture of your food journal at the end of the day and send it to your accountability partner, it is amazing how much more accountable you will be to what you're eating, okay? And Corey, you're gonna send yours to me because you're not sending it to your daughters. Okay. So we're gonna encourage you to watch the TLS videos on TLS Slim. So this week, I want you to watch the detox video, okay? So you go to TLS Slim, under resources is a video tab. And week 1 is detox. Some of you, if you wanna go back and review what I just said, you can watch the overview video as well. It's gonna repeat what I just told you, all right? So, some of you are ready. We've measured you. Now, there is a 12-week journal you can purchase that has this measuring chart in it, but we required that you get the 21-day challenge in this box, and we're gonna go through this in a minute, and there is no measuring chart in this box. So, on the Facebook page, in the Files tab, we have this little chart that you can print yourself. Or tonight, some of you already, I filled it out for you and we sent it home with you. Or if you want me to keep it or your coach to keep it, you can leave it here and take a picture of it so you have the numbers, all right? So measuring is really important. I know some of you are like, oh, I don't want to measure. I don't want to step on the scale. But here's the truth. We're not as interested in your weight number, even though some of you are like, I don't want to know that number. It's just a measure of progress. So this chart is actually going to measure your weight on a scale that's also going to measure your body fat. And the body fat percentage is what we're interested in because we want you to gain muscle and lose body fat. So the more muscle you have, the better your clothes are going to fit, the better you're going to feel, and muscle dictates metabolism. So if you feel like as you're getting older, oh, my metabolism has been going down the hill, we can change that. We're the program that retools metabolism, okay? So some of your scales will also measure hydration and muscle. That's important because we want the muscle number to go up. We want the hydration number to go up. So some of you who aren't drinking water will be able to tell we're tracking your hydration, okay? And your body fat number we want to go down. And your weight, we'd like it to go down. But we're not too worried if it doesn't move much. Because some of you, as we build muscle, it weighs more than body fat. So that's going to be a fickle number. Can I just tell you that right away? Some of you have been living by your scale every morning. Please don't do that. Because you could go have a good bowel movement and lose 3 pounds. And that would be awesome, but it's not a true measure of your health, okay? It's just one of the numbers of many that we're going to measure. Okay, and so some of you, I gave you your magic tape measure tonight that you're measuring people. Measure at the chest, the widest part of the chest, under the chest, at the belly button, because your belly button's not going to move during this process. Some of you got belly buttons down here, some have them way up here. Some of you, it doesn't match with your waist at all. That's okay, we're going to fix that. But your belly button's not going to move up or down. So if we stay at the belly button, we'll know we're measuring the same place every time. And then the hip, a lot of times your hip is right at the first bone here into your thumb. That's your hip, or just the widest part. You know, some of us are built like apples, some like pears. Whatever, you know where your widest part is. That's where we want to measure. Then we want to measure your thigh. Because some of you, that's where you carry your weight. Others, you don't. You're like, I don't need any more skinny legs. I'm trying to lose it other places. Doesn't matter. Tip of the finger. Arms aren't going to get any longer during this process. So measure right at the tip of that longest finger for your thigh. Measure your calf. And then measure up from your elbow halfway up and measure your bicep. Because we want to get rid of the grandma bingo wave. And we're going to measure your neck, right? So your neck, be careful you don't push your chin up when you measure your neck because you're flexing those muscles and we'll get your flexed. We just want you to be straightforward, looking forward, and we want to measure that neck right there, okay? This is an important number too because nobody wants extra things hanging here, right? We want that to look good and be firm as well. So those are the numbers here, and I just stay on the right side all the time because then if it's the same every time, that's great. If somebody has some inflammation or edema in a different, like your left leg, and you really want to measure it, there is a spot here you can measure that. But most of the time, for time's sake, I just go all the way down the right side. Questions about how to measure? Okay, that's an important piece of the puzzle. And for those on Facebook that you're going to be measuring yourself, remember in the Files tab, that's where that is. Or if you have the 12-week journal, it's also in there. All right, if we didn't measure you, please stay after the video and we will measure you. All right, another piece of the puzzle is a picture. I know, nobody wants their picture, but take the scarf off, get the jacket off, stand straight, take a picture face on, and then take a picture side. And if you can wear tight-fitting clothes, better. I know you don't want to wear them, but trust me, after 4 weeks, you're going to wish you had that video, or you're going to wish you had that picture. Okay, so we can use your phone to take your picture on Facebook. Make sure you do it because that's an important piece of the puzzle. I also posted on Facebook one more piece that I think is super important for homework this week. I want you to go home and I want you to create an old-fashioned dream board. I want you to get a piece of paper, whether it's 8 by 10, or some of you will be really creative and go to like Hobby Lobby and get this beautiful, gorgeous piece of paper. You just go for it, girlfriend. For me, it's like white works good. And then I want you to either cut out of magazines or go on Pinterest and print, or go online and print pictures of what you, moving forward in your weight loss and health goal, is going to look like. So some of you might just write strength or energy, or you'll have a picture of what you think represents energy, right? Or maybe it's just so your feet don't hurt, right? You're going to maybe have a picture of a beautiful pair of shoes that you wish you could wear, and you're, back to wearing grandma shoes because your feet hurt, right? Or maybe it's going to be an outfit or a picture of you a few years ago, what you looked like, okay? So what is it going to look like when you get there? Mine has a picture of me and my grandkids. I want to be able to bend down and pick them up, right? And not fall over. I want to be able to, maybe play sand volleyball when they get big enough to do that. So what does health and losing the weight and gaining the muscle look like for you? Okay? And so only put positive things on here. Don't say, I don't want to be at a nursing home. Put a person out of a picture of a wheelchair in there. Because you'll move that direction. And then I want you to post this, guess where? On the fridge. Because every time you open the cupboard door, every time you open the cupboard door, every time you open the fridge, I want you to see why you're going to make the right choice. Because you're going somewhere. Okay? So now I want you to write a number down on your piece of paper right now. Or if you have your phone, you can write it in your phone. This is the number I want. Your age plus 5. What's your age plus 5? What are your husband's age plus 5 and your children's age plus 5? So if you have a husband, what's his age plus 5? Online, if you're the husband, vice versa. Go with me here. Or what are your kids' age in 5 years? Now, so some of you, this might be a little shocking. But if you don't change things now in the direction that you're going, where will your health be in 5 years? So we want to change the trajectory of where you're headed now, so that in 5 years, you're even feeling better and younger than you're feeling right now. And that's entirely possible through TLS. Okay? Okay, so you know your assignments. Watch the video. Make a dream board. All right, what's in the box? How do we get this thing started? If you don't have your box yet, we want to go through what's in the box and how the box is going to work. So we have a couple of things to pass out that are actually already in the files there. So if you didn't find these in the files, I want you to be able to have a copy tonight. Those on Facebook, we want you to just actually go and print them off.
These, Pam.
Yes, thank you. Denise has got a prettier one. Pass that one out. Everybody who needs one can take one. Otherwise, you can print them on the Facebook page, okay? So that's the morning. Thank you, Denise. I was like, I knew there was something there. In the morning, this week, we're going to take out this box. It's called your 7-Day NutriCleanse Kit, okay? And this is the journal that's inside the box. Now, if any of you are like me, this is going to be a little bit small to read. Now, you young whippersnappers, you'll love this. But for me, this is too small to read. I can't read it. So you can actually print it off in the Files tab, and it's in a bigger font, okay? I know, everyone my age is loving me. And the young people are like, what's the problem, Panda? Okay, so you can either print it off and read it that way, or this comes in your journal. And where do you find that? One more time.
TLSslim.com under 21-day challenge.
And it's also in the Files tab on the Facebook page, either one. So you're going to start with in the morning. You can read right here in this sheet that's in the Files tab. Does someone have an extra one? I can just point it to the Facebook page. Thank you. So Facebook, this is in the Files tab as well. You're going to start with some isotonic supplements because we want to make sure we're covering all the bases. And in your kit, you got these two supplements, okay? Now, if you're already taking an isotonic regimen, I want you to just stay with what you're doing. So some of you are taking the Daily Essentials kit, some have vitamin D, whatever it is you're doing. That's the first thing we're going to do in the morning on an empty stomach. And if you aren't taking isotonics, what I'd like you to do is to take 1 capful of this multivitamin, and a capful is this little cap here. Dump the powder in there and dump it into a glass with 2 ounces of water, and add to it 2 capfuls of OPC3. If you're not currently taking 2 capfuls of this purple supplement, I want you to up it to 2. 2 capfuls, Crystal, and then another 4 ounces of water. So total 6 ounces of water with 1 cap of multi, 2 caps of OPC. Because the OPC is going to help to detoxify your liver and all of the toxins that have been building up there and decrease inflammation and balance your blood sugar. Okay? Questions about how the isotonics will work? That's the first thing you do in the morning. Okay? Now, the second thing you're going to do is right here. You're going to take 1 cup of hot water. Most of the time that's 6 ounces, but 5, 7. Don't get too hung up on that, okay? A cup of hot water. You can warm it up in the microwave if you want, but please don't squeeze the lemon in before you put it in the microwave, because if you do that, you'll kill the enzymes in the lemon. We want you to heat the water first, then take half of a fresh lemon and squeeze it into the hot water, okay, and drink that down. And the reason we're going to do that is to wake up your gallbladder. Now, some of you are going to go, don't have a gallbladder anymore. Sorry we didn't get to you sooner. But it's okay, because like if you were going to clean grease off your stovetop, would you use hot water or cold water? Hot, right? So that's why we want warm water to help literally with some of the fat buildup, and that's what your gallbladder does. It actually helps you to digest fats. And the lemon in there is going to work really well too, to give you satiety, to change the pH of your stomach, and to help clean up intercellular waste. Okay? So questions about that?
Can we add sugar to it?
Can you add sugar to it? No.
You do it right after the multivitamin?
I want you to wait 10 minutes.
Okay.
10 minutes, okay? So maybe you're going to do your isotonics first, and then run and take a shower, and then have your hot cup of lemon water there, half of a lemon. So one of your jobs is to go buy some fresh lemons. Now the restaurateur is going to say, can I just use like the squeezy lemon? It's better if you use fresh. It's okay if you use the squeezy lemon, but it doesn't have the live enzymes in it. It's not going to work as well. And you know what? If all you got is hot water that morning, I'd rather have you do hot water than nothing. So I'm all about good, better, best. Score 10, fresh lemon, didn't put it in the microwave, put it in the water after you heated it. Does that make sense? Okay, everybody wants to be 10. All right, so next, what we're going to do is we're going to actually open up this box, and we're going to get a scoop, which some of you, your scoop may have settled to the bottom in this fiber powder. This actually is going to help to rebalance your microbiome. There's some probiotics and prebiotics in here. It's going to help to get your gut culture going in the right direction, and it's going to be a fiber powder that helps to scrape off some of that fecal matter that's been sitting around, stuck to your colon and to the wall of your digestive tract, and move it out, okay? So what we do is we take that tiny little scoop and we mix it with 8 ounces of water, and you can drink it with 2 of these release tablets. This is called a little foil wrapped, you push them out the back. take 2 of these release tablets, okay? And what that's gonna actually do is increase peristaltic movement and bulk up your stool to move the stool out of your system, okay? Now, this is not gonna mean you can't work at the restaurant or you can't work at your job because you're running to the bathroom constantly. This is just gonna mean that you are gonna move your bowels 2 or 3 times a day. If your stool gets too loose, now the definition of too loose is like water pouring out of a cup. Then you need to back off on these release tablets, okay? Some of you don't know what a proper stool looks like, so when it starts actually moving without grunting and straining, you're gonna be like, it's too loose. That's actually good, okay? So we want your stool to move, all right? Good, very good. All right, and poop shouldn't float. If it floats, then you're not digesting your fats very well. We might want to consider adding a digestive enzyme this week, okay? You might want to consider adding a digestive enzyme. It's not in your kit, but if you do find that you've got some cramping or your tummy's upset or your poop is floating, we want you to add a digestive enzyme with food. All right, little notes on there. Some of you, if you actually don't move your bowels within the next 48 hours, you need to contact your coach or Jossie or Denise or I, and we might add an aloe tablet to help you move. If you're a chronic constipator, could you please let us know ahead of time, because we may need to do some things. Like if you haven't moved your bowels in 2 weeks, we want to talk to you before you start down this venture, because there's a lot of things we need to move through your system, okay? And in a group this size, there's someone here who hasn't done it for 2 weeks, so we want to help you. All right, so bedtime, we want to take the entire contents of this cellophane packet at night, all right? Now, I get it already, the busy mom's going, oh my gosh, all that I have to do in the morning. Did I read your mind?
Yeah.
Okay,
Pretty
so
much.
you could take this fiber powder at night if that works better for you, or if some of you go to work and that's actually where you actually eat your breakfast, you could have this fiber powder at work and take it at your 10 o'clock break in your 8 ounces of water and just get it down. I'm okay with that. I just want you to take it, okay? All right. Questions about how this box is gonna work?
And if they have gas,
If you have gas, if you have excessive flatulence, like some of you who have not been eating fiber, you've not been eating fruits and vegetables, when we start ramping up this fiber, you might have some gas issues. Good thing they're not showing around the room. You're all like, oh. Okay. So that's actually your body readjusting to scraping all that crap off the wall and moving your bowel through. Okay? So some of you are like, I'm not starting this till Friday, right? I don't know. I don't find I have that problem, but a lot of other people do. So you can do one of 2 things. Grin and bear it and get through it. Or you can maybe cut back on the fiber powder, but knowing you're going to go longer with it.
or
okay?
take it at night.
And Denise takes it at night before you go to bed. And if your husband's okay with that, just tighten up the cover. Okay, we're broadcasting this live. Yes.
So is the AM done before you eat anything else? Does it matter if you've eaten anything?
Right, so this is your morning routine. What we'd like you to do this whole page before you eat,
Okay.
and then eat breakfast.
Okay.
Okay? If the fiber powder just takes too long and you're running out the door, you could eat breakfast after the lemon water, busy mamas, and take the fiber powder a little later in the day. Questions?
Does the fiber dissolve better if it's a little bit warm, or it's, if I can remember right, in cold water, does it dissolve?
That was the old fiber.
Okay.
This is a newer fiber with stevia in it,
Okay.
and it really does dissolve
So just
very
cold water
easy.
is good?
Yep.
Okay.
I've even used this in a smoothie or mixed it in other things.
So it doesn't matter what
It's
time
not
of day?
isotonic.
No.
You can hide it any way you want.
Plus you can just toss it in a smoothie
Yeah.
at like your 10 o'clock snack or
And
whatever.
so you really want to make sure, though, that you're getting enough water in with it, because if you just take the fiber without enough water, we may gum up your system a little bit, right? We want water to keep things hydrated and moving through. So how much water? We want you to be drinking 8-ounce glasses. That's 64 ounces in a day, okay? Usually you drink half your body weight in ounces of water.
I had drink more than 64.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that. Mathematicians in the room got that. Now, just a couple of things. We have found that this new supplement, Trim Tea, if you're a tea drinker, really helps with detox. It helps with the cravings to take the edge off, so you're not craving food like want to, eat anything in sight. It helps to reduce inflammation. It helps with the detox process. And, with this cold North Dakota weather, it's just nice to have something warm to drink. When should you drink it? We like it if you do it, like an hour or half hour before food. But in the clinical study, there was no time limit on when you took it. We just like you to get it in. And it has very minimal caffeine in it, so we don't feel that it alters your detox in any fashion, because detox, we want to cut out your caffeine. So if you're a coffee person, maybe this is going to be your choice to help you through the detox. By the way, we do have it in a coffee flavor, and I'm even okay if you use the Trim Cafe instead of the Trim Tea. Okay?
Does that one taste better? The trim?
I think the Trim Tea is fantastic, so you're asking the wrong person. If you're a coffee drinker and you like, this is that great Arabica bean coffee. If you like the taste of coffee, then it is a stronger coffee.
That one's stronger.
Mm-hmm. Okay, if you don't like the taste, put a straw in it. Get it past your taste buds. But I can guarantee you, once you go through detox, your taste buds are going to change. So, all right. So the other supplement that's in here,
Can we have that in writing?
question?
Can we have that in writing?
Your taste buds will change? Linda, do you think your taste buds change? When you went through the 21-day challenge, did you taste food differently? Can't remember. Okay.
Definitely. Like if you have a soda or something after you've gotten through it, it's going to taste like syrup.
Mm-hmm.
If you have sweets, definitely.
So we're not only detoxing your digestive tract and sending your liver to the spa, we're literally detoxing your palate. And so if you will stay with me on this 7-day detox, the rest of the 4 weeks will be a breeze. We'll break the back of the sugar addiction. So the first couple of days, you sugar people, I know, Corey, because I was a restaurateur too. You just walk by the pop machine and get another pop to get through the day. I totally am with you, babe. But I promise you, if you can make it the 7 days, it will break the back of that addiction. I know, fellow restaurateur. So this supplement's going to be really important for you too, Corey. Okay, this is your core supplement, and this is actually going to help with retooling your hormones. Many of you, if you've been a processed food eater, a pasta bread eater, a big sugar eater, your leptin sensors might actually be resistant to absorbing leptin. And leptin is the hormone that makes you feel full, makes you feel satiety. So if you're someone that's been eating supper and then you walk around and go, there's just got to be something else in the house here for me to eat. And you put your stretchy pants on and it's already stretching and you're like, but I know I need something else. And you eat your way through the Oreos and the ice cream and you're still thinking, there's still something, I didn't find it. That is leptin resistance. And so this will turn the leptin sensors back on so that as your body produces that hormone, you'll actually sense it. And by the way, Trim Tea will also help with that satiety in the same mechanism, okay? So we want you to take 2 of these. You might want to write it down, but it does say it on the label if you can read that tiny writing. 2 of these, 30 to 45 minutes before your 2 largest meals. So for most of you, that'll probably be before lunch and before supper. Can you write this down? Set an alarm in your phone to go off so you remember to take it. Because probably the hardest part about these is remembering to take it. And I just want to tell you, okay, so you forgot. Take it when you're eating then. This week of detox, I get it. We're practicing taking these right. So get 4 in a day, 2 and 2. Even if you don't take them perfect, you got to sometimes take a run and start at getting them perfect, okay? So 2, I like to take mine half hour before lunch and a half hour before supper. That's a little more predictable than my breakfast. That might work for you busy people too, all right?
So 2 of them 2 times a day.
Correct. Any more questions about the core? It also is going to make you 28% happier. It increases your serotonin by 28%. So if we want to be happy during detox, we got to remember to take our core. And this magic supplement also lowers your cholesterol. If cholesterol is a concern, I've seen people drop their cholesterol and their triglycerides during this program by hundreds of points. It's amazing what it can do for you. So I can't guarantee that will be your result, but if your cholesterol and triglycerides are high, this is the right program for you, okay? So great for heart health, great for mental health, great for rebalancing your hormones, and for giving you some more satiety when you eat. Anything I forgot, Denise?
And the core and the tea together really help with cholesterol levels. I mean,
Yes.
those two are just like awesome.
You dropped your cholesterol.
Well, my LDL went from 254 to 224, and dropped my overall cholesterol to under 200. So
And that's where you want to be. Okay? So, awesome supplement. Please, for the next 30 days, this is going to be your friend. I don't know if you have to put it in a baggie in your pocket or set it on the counter where you can see it or put it on your desk at work. Put an alarm in your phone. This is really crucial to your success. Okay? All right. So, we've got those supplements. These we're not going to work with until next week. These are not a part of detox. These we're going to work on next week. But it is really important that you get enough protein in this week. And we have recipes and your food guide to help you with that. So in your little journal here that comes in your kit, it actually lists the food list that we're going to eat for phase 1. That's detox week, phase 1. But I already told you I can't read that, so I'm going to get up the one that has bigger printing. Okay? So it looks like this. And you're actually going to do phase 1, which is week 1 through 7. Okay? There's some tips there for taking your photos. There's some strategies for helping you through this, but let's go right to the food list, which looks like this. Okay? And it's phase 1 up here and phase 2 down here. So don't get confused, all right? So phase 1 actually tells you exactly what you should have for each meal for breakfast. After you do your lemon water, you're going to do a serving of fruit, a serving of protein, and 3 servings of vegetables for breakfast. Okay? So I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that. But some of you, how many of you are not breakfast eaters? Okay.
I'm not actually eater. I'm not a vegetable eater.
Okay, so we're going to help you with that. And part of that is because vegetables have very delicate flavors. And if you're a processed food eater and a sugar eater, are you American? Then you're a processed food eater and a sugar eater. You have literally polluted your tongue so much. And those sweet taste buds are so overactive that you're not even tasting the more subtle flavors of vegetables. Vegetables will taste better, won't they, after we go through detox. So bear with us. Eating is no longer an entertainment this week. It is a discipline, okay? I know in the restaurant industry, we think eating is all about entertainment, but this week it's about your longevity and it's about your health. So that's why you need to get your dream board up in front of you to make good decisions. We're gonna raise your level of consciousness about what you're choosing to eat, okay? Instead of just grabbing and going, we have to actually think about it. But for those of you non-breakfast eaters, this supplement might be super helpful for you. This is a protein supplement that's very clean. It's 21 grams of protein, Corleen, and you could just keep it at the restaurant, or your kids can have this as well as you. It's great. You just tear it open, and you can mix it in a shaker bottle, which we provided here, with water. And now you're out the door, and at least you've got your protein in. Those of you who are a little bit more advanced, you could actually mix your fruit in there.
frozen spinach works great. Well, you should blend that up.
Even in the detox
So,
week for that?
the
Even in
first-
detox week, I suppose.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
during the first week you can do that. So I like if you're going to blend vegetables in there that you have a high-powered blender, like a Ninja or a Vitamix or even those little bullet type ones. You can't use your grandma's blender because it won't be high-powered enough to mix it, okay, if you're going to use that. A little bit of ice in there will make it thicker. This is really good tasting. We have it both in vanilla and chocolate. This protein shake, if you wanted to order it in for yourself, is better. And I believe I have a sample for all of you here tonight in this box, so you can come and take a sample before you leave. Just because this is your emergency packet this week, okay?
What's the difference?
Well, and can I say, if you are doing that for breakfast, like I said, if you put your spinach in the freezer and then add a handful of that, and then add some celery and add some cucumbers, you can get 3 vegetables in there really easy, and it's just all mushed up in your smoothie.
So
and then your
non-vegetable
protein
eaters,
shake.
this is what you're gonna do. Do you have a bullet or some
No.
kind of blender?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah, they're like $20. Super easy. Go to shop.com, order it at Walmart,
Actually,
pick it up there.
if you go on shop.com right now, you can get a Cook's blender for $16.95. They're normally $39, on sale for $20, and then they have a fall sale thing going on. I just bought 2 of them yesterday. One for my mom and another. We broke ours. So
And what store are they at?
pennies,
Pennies.
JC Pennies. So go to shop.com,
Are they
JC
the
Pennies.
individual ones or the big?
The little ones, the little. So they're just perfect for making your smoothies.
And if you travel a lot, I travel with my blender in my suitcase. Because you know, when you're trying to travel, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so the next piece of the puzzle, let's pass these out while we're doing this, just so that also in this kit there will be,
Can you go back to this? That's considered a 3-ounce protein.
Yes.
So that would replace.
yeah, your
one of
protein for
those.
breakfast. And I said specifically for the non-breakfast eaters, I prefer that you eat real food. But you non-breakfast eaters, I get it, real food is probably makes you even a little bit irpy in the morning, because you didn't start out that way. When you were born, you came out kicking and screaming for food. You trained your body not to eat breakfast.
Oh.
And we gotta retrain it, okay? So if you wanna follow along, in your actual kit, these are your journal pages, and they match perfectly for what I'm telling you you should do. So these journal pages, if you just check the boxes, you'll be in safe harbor, okay? And I'd love it if when you journal, especially this first week, I know you've got them.
I know.
So, especially this first week, write what you actually used for your vegetable. Write what you actually used for your protein. Okay? So all of you are gonna get this in the kit, but the enabler in me had to print it for you. But remember, more of them are on the files tab in the Facebook page. So you're gonna have to print 7 of these for this week, okay? 7 of these for this week. Ricky will do it for you, Courtney.
Sure.
I know, that flip phone's gonna be tough this week.
I ain't going.
That's all right, you're gonna be okay, we'll get it out for you, all right? Some of you are gonna go to the grocery store, open up your smartphone and grocery shop off the list on your smartphone. Others are gonna have to have a list on paper, it's okay. So all right, you with me? The breakfast. Some other things that I really like for breakfast are, instead of eating hash brown potatoes, if you get matchstick carrots, broccoli slaw, you can cut up your celery, throw that in a pan with some vegetable broth or a nonstick pan. Put a little Bragg's amino acids on there. Please don't use soy sauce because it has gluten in it. So you want something that's gluten-free, or you can use all the seasonings you want on it. And you can literally use an egg for your protein, and you can make a little hash brown veggie with your egg, or if you want to mix them together and make it like a crab cake patty that's egg and veggies, you can do that. And then your serving of fruit can be on the side. Does that make sense? Okay, but we also, Denise, you're just gonna have to be Vanna 1 and Vanna 2 here. We did have those recipes that are also there. These are also available on the website. It's a 1-page, easy cheat. Just pass them around. These have some why don't you give one to me so I can just know what I'm talking about. This 1-page sheet makes it super easy, okay? And one of my very favorites on this sheet, it has everything from egg white muffins to green smoothies to Spanish chicken breakfast, egg white veggie bake. My favorite thing on this whole list is the cauliflower fried rice. I am not a big cauliflower eater, but if you take cauliflower and put it in the blender and whiz it up, it makes like a rice. Or if you're really busy, you can buy riced cauliflower at Target. And you take that and mix it with a few seasonings and a few like carrots and mushrooms and saute it up like fried rice, and then you can throw your egg in there. Or I even like to put turkey burger in there, and it makes a great, good protein, good veggie, and you don't even know you're eating your veggies. That's one of my go-to meals, okay? So I would urge you, goal, cook your way through this whole sheet this week. Go to the grocery store and get the things that it says here, because they're all TLS friendly. And I think in meals when I grocery shop, and you're gonna find this first week, it's tough going to the grocery store. We might be having you buy things you haven't bought before, but I promise if you stay with me, the grocery store is gonna get faster and faster, and it's gonna be easier to grocery shop than it's ever been, because you're just gonna pass right by the cracker aisle, right? You're gonna shop the outside of the grocery store. Okay, perfect. So snack, we're gonna have 8 ounces of water and a serving of fruit. What kind of fruits, you might ask me? So on these sheets and in your guide, it lists what the vegetables are that you can eat and what the fruits are that you can eat. So I suggest when you get that guide, go through and highlight with a yellow marker, what are the vegetables I will tolerate? And then what are the vegetables I'm gonna try? Okay? And what are the fruits that I like? And what are the fruits that I might buy? So you could even leave here tonight before you go back to town and go grocery shopping with that. Okay?
All I got is chocolate.
Okay,
Now,
so
did you all get, some of these were back to back,
Yeah,
or
I
front and back, but some of these are 2 pages, so
Oh,
I don't
I
know
only got
if
one
you got a
you
phase
just
1,
want
phase
phase
2.
1 for now. Phase 1, the green one. Did you
Yeah.
all get phase 1?
Okay, all right, then you're
That's
good.
the most important part, phase 1, okay? So, for lunch, 16 ounces of water, a good serving of fat. What kind of fat? Avocados, olive oil in a dressing on your salad, coconut, grapeseed oil. I personally, one of my favorites is to mash up my hard-boiled eggs with an avocado. And the avocado acts as like what you traditionally would think of as your spread. And that to me on celery sticks is phenomenal. Okay, or you could mix it up with your tuna, okay, for like a tuna salad. So we got to rethink some of our traditional thought processes because mayo has lots of not so great things in it, okay? So you're also going to have 3 servings of vegetables. So I would recommend that you go grocery shopping and chop vegetables. Chop celery, chop carrots, chop, if you're going to do broccoli, I love peas, I love cherry tomatoes. These are all pieces of the puzzle, okay? And for some reason, a chopped salad just tastes different than a torn salad. I don't know why, but it does. So, and if you're really busy, you might want to already get the matchstick carrots and the broccoli slaw. It isn't quite as nutritious, but it's still on the good side. And for those of you who are really busy or live out of town, you might want to get flash frozen veggies or flash frozen fruit. Because in some of our rural towns in North Dakota, flash frozen is actually better than produce that's been trucked for 3 days to get to your grocery store and sat there for another 4 and looks like a wilted thing when you buy it. Okay? All right, awesome. So,
When you say flash frozen, does that mean like?
everything you buy in the freezer section these days is flash frozen.
Oh, okay.
They literally put it through a conveyor belt and it freezes instantly right after it's been picked. So it's really great. Except for when you put it in the bag in the back of the car and, you know, 2 hours later you get home and it's all mush and then you refreeze it. That's not flash frozen. All right, so the snack, water, 2 more servings of vegetables, and a serving of fruit. So what I suggest, Denise and I have done in the past, is get snack size bags of Ziploc baggies because that's actually 1 cup. And 1 cup of vegetables is 1 serving. And for some reason, cherry tomatoes in their own bag, not mixed with the carrots, actually taste better than when I throw them all in 1 bag. It's weird. And I hope at your house this happens. You're going to make all these little snack bags of snow peas and cauliflower and celery and all these veggies, like maybe jicama. If you haven't had jicama before, it's a vegetable that tastes really good. It's kind of crunchy. It's like sort of a unripened pear, especially if you're a chip eater and you need something crunchy. Try jicama.
If
Starts
you
with
like
a J.
raw potatoes, it's okay. Otherwise, it's better fried,
The jicama.
like a hash brown.
You like jicama hash browned and
I
fried.
don't like them raw, but a lot of people do.
Okay, so they can be sauteed as well. They're great sauteed as well. But if you make little baggies of all of these on Saturday for the week, then your kids come and steal them because they become grab and go food.
And they're
That's
cute.
score.
There you go.
They're cute.
Food's got to look
Live
good
up
to taste
fun.
good. Yeah. Any other suggestions from you experienced TLS people? Things you loved? or-
I just like the jicama, I like fried up, like whether you put peppers and onions and whatever, and make a hash brown out of them. It's really good.
Zucchini is that way too.
Oh, lots of
I use
zoodles.
zucchini zoodles. I,
Mhm.
you know.
a zoodle maker so that you have the
It
pasta.
tastes like hash browns.
hmm
you
So it
know,
only takes a few minutes if you just had some balsamic vinegar or apple cider vinegar and zoodles and some mushrooms. It makes just a sweet tasting, wonderful.
Throw an egg over the top of that. That's amazing.
You can zoodle up any kind of hard vegetable. Actually, zoodles well, and it's the right time of year for zucchini, right? Had a thought flew out of my head. Oh, if you're gonna buy canned spaghetti sauce, which you know that's a tomato, so you can have as much spaghetti sauce as you want. Buy one without sugar in it. Read the label, not the Excel spreadsheet, but the ingredient label. And that's one of my staples because that goes over veggies. It goes over almost everything. You can dunk stuff in it, and that's a great sustainer. My other sustainer is turkey, a chili, hot or turkey chili. Right? You're using a turkey. We're not going to eat beef this week. We're going to eat protein from poultry sources or fish sources. So once again, dinner, 16 ounces of water, serving protein, good fat, some veggies, and then a snack later in the night, serving a veggie and 8 ounces of water. So let's talk. We've talked about veggies. We've talked about supplements. We've talked about fat, but we haven't really named what protein. Can you tell me what protein is? What kinds of foods are proteins, whether they're on TLS or not? Eggs. They're a good TLS detox week.
Salmon.
Meat, salmon, fish, nuts. Okay, good. Nobody said bread. That's awesome. So we're one step ahead. All right.
Peanut butter, but without the sugar.
Right. So on detox, if you look on that page, it's going to actually have a food list of what the proteins are that we're going to eat this week, and they're listed down here in the bottom of this. I'm just going to read them to you real quick. Canned tuna, salmon, or sardines packed in water, or they could be fresh. Chicken or turkey without the skin. 1 to 2 eggs. Okay. Egg whites. Then you could have more, 3 to 4 egg whites. So if you're going to make an omelet, you might choose to do 3 to 4 egg whites, depending upon the size of them. Lean veal, tofu, or a fresh fish. Like I said, salmon, sardines, tuna, flounder, snapper, trout. Seafood like shrimps and scallop. Clams, lobster, calamari, squid, octopus, mussels. Okay. Those are all the things that we're going to be eating during detox. We really cut it back. No beef in there. Not even venison or moose, Denise. Denise shot a moose last weekend. So, I know the people that are like in New York, they're like, what? Okay. So, on here, once again, there's a vegetable list. Okay.
A protein shake is fine.
And you could use the protein shake as long as it's this one. The emergency one I sent home with you. Not really looking to do this one this week. Other questions about which proteins you're going to eat? Now, during detox, if you took this program before, we didn't used to have protein in detox, but science has bore out that you do need actually a little bit of protein to detoxify well. So you're going to see that the protein is limited to 3 ounces with breakfast and supper. Now, does anybody have a super physical job? Carpenter, nail person. If you find yourself just literally out of gas and out of energy, taking care of kids.
I work with kids all day, but I'll probably be fine.
Yeah. If you find yourself like, I just can't even lift up my foot to take the next step, I'm detoxing so hard, add another 3 ounces of protein. You know, another 3 ounces of tuna or chicken literally is going to be a lifesaver for you. Don't reach for a candy bar. 3 ounces of protein. And I have found personally that even just a little bit of clean chicken broth will really calm things down and take the edge off. Okay? Denise, anything else I've missed?
But
on those?
The only thing-
Just snack on carrots or,
Yeah, so what we'd like to see you is to be a grazer throughout detox in order to get, you know, we're looking at 8 to 12 cups of veggies we'd like you to get in. Minimum 8, okay? So that's going to take you some time, Coralie. Oh my God.
Impossible.
It's totally possible because that's going to be so awesome for your digestive tract. So if you're not a prepper of, you know, going to buy your veggies, you might need to go buy a big tray of already prepped. I'm going to tell you an organic carrot that you peel and cut up is going to taste way better than a chlorinated shaved down to a nubbin carrot, okay? But if you have to do it, get the pre-prepared ones. It's better than the Twinkie bar, okay, or the Twix bar. So, yep, grazing all day. Thanks, Bev. Okay, other questions?
The other thing, if they're gonna do the textured vegetable, you know, for protein, I mean, it does list it on here, just make sure that you're not getting one with a lot of,
what is that?
you know, like they're They're
A
like
garden
a veggie burger.
burger is
And,
actually
like people who are vegetarians will get those. They'll just have veggie burger, and they do have protein in them. However, you just have to make sure that there's no
grain-free, gluten,
No,
grain-free, or
no.
sugar.
no, what's the
MSG.
MSG? Thank you. No MSG, hydrolyzed yeast extract or anything like that.
So those last ones, tempeh, TVP, veggie or garden burger, are actually in phase 2. They're not even in during detox week. And all you good North Dakotans went, what is that? Okay. So what are some things that you can do, strategies to help you during detox? So get plenty of sleep. Don't plan on doing an all-nighter. Get yourself to bed at night. The sweet spot is 7 to 9 hours of sleep, Corey. 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And your body's going to need it because it's going to be working very hard cleaning your body out. We don't want you to skip meals. Don't go longer than 4 hours without eating while you're awake. No alcohol this week. Use spices and herbs to enhance your meals. So salt, pepper, all those great blends, but we want to make sure they don't have MSG in them. Okay, so clean out your spices. Throw away the ones that say monosodium glutamate. That is a neurotoxin.
What's a popular one that has MSG in it?
Lori's seasoned salt, if it doesn't say MSG free.
But that also has sugar in it, the seasoned salt.
And a lot of times if you get a taco mix that you don't make yourself, I'll post how to make your own taco mix, okay? But if you get one in the store, I can guarantee it's got MSG and sugar in it. And probably flour as a keeping it free flowing. Okay? Drink water, at least 64 ounces a day. Some of you, if you're not a water drinker, you're going to need to start filling a pitcher and drink through it in a day. I know some of you are like, then I got to pee every few minutes. But the more water you drink, actually what happens is your body adjusts and you won't need to go as often. Your bladder will actually adjust to that, okay? No grains, starches, or dairy. No dairy, okay? No sugar or artificial sweeteners. So we're not looking at stevia or Splenda or any of those things because we're trying to cut that sweet taste off your tongue. You can do it, 7 days, okay? Choose raw or lightly steamed vegetables, especially if you are someone who is more constipated. Make sure you stew, steam, or stir fry your veggies, okay? And use small amounts of like Bragg's amino acids. We'll post a picture of that. Not soy sauce, salt, pepper. You can use vinegar. You can use mustard, okay, for your seasoning. So like if you had a chopped salad of broccoli and cauliflower and romaine lettuce, and which by the way, romaine's going to be a way better choice than iceberg, or leaf lettuce is going to be a way better choice. The darker the green, the better off you are. Peppers. If you threw that all together and then you used a vinegar and oil dressing, that would be great, okay? I like personally just to take my strawberries and mash them up and put it over my salad and use natural fruit in the salad, but you can choose what you want, okay? Questions? Look at my notes to make sure I covered everything I was going to talk about.
So you said if you're constipated, you're better to have saute or steam.
Correct. Correct. And make sure you're drinking enough water.